made me look a certain type of way. Yeah, I'm a little bit disrespectful to my mother. I don't believe in respect your elders. I believe in respect people who respect you. And that's something I've never once ever received from my mom. I did well in school. I made A's, all on my own accord because my mom was never there. Since I was 7 years old, I stayed by myself. And I just think it's funny that now everyone has something to say. So I just needed to get that off my chest and clear that up because I think it's totally inappropriate that there's women, mothers, even a school counselor commenting, saying she, you know, I must have been on drugs, all this stuff. Not the truth. Not the truth. Was not on drugs. Just had 20 years of abuse and neglect. I grew up without my dad, so my mom was the only person I had. Yeah, it does bother me actually because people are painting an image out that's not me. It does bother me a lot, Ruben. It does bother me a lot because that's not me. And yeah, I get that she's a mom, she was learning, but when you get a parent, everyone, man, it was one time. No, it wasn't. There was at least 10 men that moved in and out of my house, and it's really unfair of you guys to point fingers. Okay, I grew up without a dad, and the whole reason I even went to my mom's house.
What's going on, people? We are back again with another video. Now right there, you just saw Olivia Hopkins, the daughter of Molly Hopkins, all the way from 90 Day Fiancé. And as you heard, Olivia definitely did not have anything positive to say about her mother. Now, here's the thing though, I've always been told and known that Olivia's relationship with her mother Molly has never been great, but I've never actually heard it come out of Olivia's mouth herself in particular. And currently there is this video that I'm showing you right now that is recirculating on the web to show you guys exactly Olivia exposing her mother Molly. And it's crazy because she speaks about how 10 men coming in and out of the house. That is not an environment that any child should really be in to the slightest, you know what I mean? And also on top of that, she just speaks about the fact that no matter what she did, her mum basically was never really there to praise her. And I know that's something else that is not great for children. And to be fair, we fast forward to where we are now, and we're in a situation where we are always reporting things about Olivia always in a negative way because, you know, when you come from a household where where you wasn't raised properly, it is going to be a traumatic experience for you, and it's definitely going to reflect on your attitude going forward. And it's so sad that these are the things that we're witnessing. But hey, let me continue because there's some more to show. So let's get into it, and then obviously we back to conclude obviously the opinions. Wrong screen. This is the one.
Anyways, as I was saying, I realized the whole reason me and my mom got into the argument to begin with was I actually went over to her house. I was going through a hard time with my boyfriend and there was a lot going on and I was lonely. So I went to my mom's house because in the midst of me having a hard time with my boyfriend, I was thinking about my dad, and I grew up thinking my mom was a superwoman because she was the only person that I had. She took care of me. But I realized when I got older, she abandoned me, and I went to her house. I was crying. I went in her bed where her roommate who slept with her boyfriend was just chilling there. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that, but I went to her bed and I was crying and she said, "What's wrong?" And I said nothing because I knew I wasn't going to be able to express my feelings without exploding on her. So I told her nothing was wrong, and she asked me again, "What's wrong?" And I said nothing. Well, she pushed me out of the bed and said, "I'm not doing this tonight." So I exploded on her. That was not when the whole incident happened. I told her, "You know why I'm crying? It's because you abandoned me my whole life. And I'm just now realizing that." And the thing about my mom is she was
Just so you know, the pausing isn't actually me, it's actually the recording itself in particular, okay? But whilst we're here with a pause, it is quite crazy though for a child. Listen, if your child is in a position where they do not want to voice themselves to you, that is a problem. So please, always make sure that you are able to hear your child out and you can be that ear that they need, that shoulder that they need to cry on. When your child can't speak to you, that is a sign that you need to, turn it up a notch.
with Louise, she's been violent with Cynthia, she was violent with multiple ex-boyfriends that I can remember. If you say something she doesn't like to hear, she'll punch you. She'll literally punch you in the face. And mind you, I weigh 105 pounds, okay? My mom weighs twice that. And no, yeah, you're right, you don't get to choose your parents. And I've been telling my family lies, which by that she meant Adderall, which if anyone wanted to know, Adderall for when I have stuff I have to get done. I haven't been able to find any in months because she buys them out. So it's just really frustrating. She lies.
It's actually quite insane to hear her talk about how her mother has been violent to every single partner that she has, and if you say something that her mother doesn't like, her mother's gonna be quick to use her hands. That is brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. Now, of course, we can only take all these things as alleged, not as facts, but
And told my family that I broke her ribs and all of this bull crap that is not true. And it's just really frustrating to me to see, because I really thought my mom was like so older, and I realized she was never there for me, and she still is not. She was never there for me. She did what a lot of people in my life like to do. She paid for stuff so that she could have a role in my life. She always paid for me to go on field trips, but she never came. She paid for me to play sports, but she never came to my games. She paid for me to go on spring break, but she was never the mom to take us. And it was pretty messed up. Yeah.
you know, for some people, she may sound ungrateful for the fact that her mum paid for things and didn't turn up, because in this world, there's people who have parents who don't pay for anything, and they miss out on doing a lot of things. And to be honest with you, I can say firsthand for me, myself in particular, that it does suck when you are doing certain events and your parents aren't there. Because in reality, when you're a child, your biggest supporter that you want in your life is your parents. If you do anything, you achieve anything, and your parents are not there to watch you, but you're seeing everyone else who's in that event or in that team, whatever, you're seeing their parents come into each and every event, supporting them, showing them love. That is something that will 100% show or make you feel like neglect. You know, as I used to be one of these people who used to think, well, at least your parents pay for you to go there. Mine ain't even doing that. I used to think that. But then there are different forms of neglect, you know? There are different forms of different forms of neglect. And at the end of the day, just because your parent pays for you for something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a lucky person. You know, it's the same as, for example, children who are overfed. Just because your mother feeds you every night, but are you obese though? Are you overweight though? That's also a sign of neglect. Feeding your child to keep them quiet, it's a sign of neglect. Paying for your child to go do these things in hopes that they'll just be happy and they're not going to worry about you not being there. No, there's a lot. Every child wants their parents to be there and support them throughout their whole childhood. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. So I can understand that frustration there. So yeah, like I said before, some people may think that she's sounding ungrateful, but I wouldn't say that necessarily. But let's continue.
I do stay away from my mom. I've been away from her since I was 16. I moved out. I paid my own bill since then, and that's why I don't put up with any of this crap that people are talking about me, because people don't know any of the story. I literally grew up by myself. I set my microwave on fire at 7 years old trying to cook chicken nuggets, because in my 7-year-old brain, I'm thinking, there's no way that this little microwave can cook stuff faster than the oven. Now, it's put it in the oven for 19 minutes and the microwave for 2.5, but the logic didn't make sense to me, so I put it in my microwave for 21 minutes and set my microwave on fire. I was abandoned, and that's the same reason why she cut Kinsley's hair, because she doesn't want to deal with it. She'll pay to get it done, but she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. And that's just kind of why I feel like I needed to make this live and address it, because I'm getting a lot of comments from 40-year-old ladies that sit at home and do whatever. I'm sorry your life is not going the way you want, but that does not give you the right to speak on something you do not know. You people get too wrapped up in reality TV, and what you don't realize is I didn't pick to be on that TV show. Yeah, it might have been cool, but I was 12 years old when my mom did her first show, and I didn't have a choice. And actually, whenever she did 90 Day Fiancé, I told her I didn't want to be a part of it because it's embarrassing, and she threatened me with a car and paying my bills and taking me to do the stuff that I like to do. She threatened me with that. And
so basically, she manipulated you, or she coerced you. Is it coerce? I think it's coerce, isn't it? But yeah, And it is interesting because there are a lot of people who are put on the show who are children who actually don't want to be on there. So yeah.
That's why I wasn't going to speak on it, but I actually just got a call from my lawyer today, and my mom is filing a restraining order on me. Not sure why, because I don't care to see her literally ever again, because she does me dirty like she does everyone else in her life. If you look at her Facebook page, you look at all the employees who work for her, they'll all tell you the same thing. They'll all tell you the same thing. And that's why people are like, oh, why did you, whatever. I feel like sometimes my mom only had me so I could be her crutch. Whenever her and her million boyfriends were breaking up and she had stuff going on at work, I was the person who she would come home and cry to. An 8-year-old should not have to hear about how your boyfriend cheated on you and you're crying so hard that you ran off the road. And, you know, everybody's like, oh, you use substance, all this stuff. No, I don't use substance. I smoke weed. I smoke weed because I don't have health insurance to afford my antidepressants. And if y'all have a problem with that, I mean, you can't win for losing, but my mom is tarnishing my image and making me come out of character to deal with her. Everybody's saying, why did you hate your mom? Not what the hell is wrong with her mom? Why did her mom put hands on her? Because that's not the first time it happened. That's not the first time it happened. That's like the millionth time. If you say something she doesn't like to hear, then it's over. And I'm just really sick of getting the DMs and getting all this stuff because it's wrong. Why do I tell my business? Because my mom told a false narrative of me. My mother told a false narrative of me, and I have people coming at me sideways like I'm a mother fighter. I'm not a mother fighter. I never wanted to fight my mom. But at the end of the day, I've never felt 1 ounce of respect for my mother. I signed my own report cards because she couldn't be bothered. And I'm getting all this crap from people telling me who I am, who don't know me, who have never met me. So that's why I'm telling my business, because she has made it public. She's put my whole life on everything, and it's really irritating. I don't like the narrative that people are thinking of me. I don't like it at all, because that's not me. I'm a good person. I'm a strong person. I'm a person who raised myself, and I just don't appreciate. I'm just letting all of these hoes know that are messaging me, that these little stay-at-home moms that are messaging me, telling me about myself, that's not who I am. That's not who I am. And you guys have literally got me so screwed up, messaging me, commenting me, telling me if I was your child, you would have slapped me, all this stuff. Like, it's fucked up. You guys don't know anything behind the scenes. You saw 30 minutes of my entire life and think you have the right to speak on me. And I know.
You know, to be fair, one thing that I will say is that when children are put onto a reality TV show without their own consent or being forced, I'm not too sure how old Olivia was when she went on 90 Day Fiancé. I didn't actually see that season, right? But is it fair for her to be criticized for her behavior, given the fact that she didn't even ask to be on that TV show? I mean, here's the thing. If she is legit acting like a brat, 100% people should have a say without a shadow of a doubt because you're on TV, right? But of course, depending on her age, we've got to be careful what we say, right? But either way, though, whose fault is it that she ended up becoming under fire to people calling her around and that kind of stuff? Is it her fault because she was acting like a brat on TV? Or is it the fact that, or is it her mother's fault for actually putting her on there in the first place, knowing that this is how her daughter is, exposing her daughter's behavior to the world? So if you ask me personally, it's one of those things where I would put the blame more on the parent than I would on the child, because at the end of the day, if what she's saying is true, putting a child on TV who doesn't want to be on TV, one, that is bad already. And two, if you know your child has a bad attitude and whatnot, and you, as an adult, you know that going on TV is going to cause drama, again, same thing. Parents' fault, because you're putting your child in a position that they shouldn't be in. So, yeah, it's not right. Things that these people don't think about.
No, I don't have to explain this to anyone, but it's really hurtful. I lost a lot of people this year. I lost a lot of family this year for various reasons. And I just got a call from my lawyer today where I was supposed to have a case, a court on Thursday to renegotiate my terms of bond. I didn't ask for that. My mom called the solicitor and said she does not want to talk to me again. I can't speak to my sister because of my mother. I can't speak to my 10-year-old sister because of my mom. So that's why I'm on here on live explaining to strangers about my life, because that's the position she put me in. So, you know, judge me if you want, but when you do, remember that you don't know me. You do not know me. So just remember that. And that's all I have to say. I'm going to get my toes done because I deserve it, and that's really it. I just wanted to put that out there that I'm accepting responsibility for what I did. That was wrong, okay? That was wrong of me to do, but I'm accepting responsibility, and I did that. I'm not saying I didn't do that, but I mean, at what point, you know, just because she's funny on TV, that is not who she is. And it's very frustrating. I don't like hearing people, and I never cry on social media. I think that's so gay, but you guys are literally tearing my character apart. Every day I'm getting DMs. Every day I'm getting tagged and stuff, saying lies about me. And It wasn't just Louise. It's my whole life. I used to hide under my bed while my mom screamed and fought with her boyfriends when I was little. And it's just wrong that people think they have the right to speak on me because they don't know. They don't know. And I just don't like that. But I'm at the nail salon. I'm going to get, yeah, I know, that's so gay. That's my catchphrase. I'm not homophobic. Trust me. I just think it's a good way to describe things. And the thing is, I still want to have a relationship with my mom, but every time I talk to anyone, I'm hearing new stuff she said about me. And she said I broke her ribs. I did all this stuff. You're telling me this fist, this literally my wrist, you see how tiny this is? It's not true. It's not true. Believe what you want, but keep your negative energy. Comment under the post. Don't message me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because it's not true. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, this is something that has resurfaced from 2 years ago, and fast forward to where we are now. And we do know that obviously there was an altercation between Olivia and her mother, Molly. And to be honest with you, when you hear that a mother and a daughter was fighting, to be honest with you, for that to happen, it means there's some serious problems that are happening at home. No parent and child ever fight if they've had a healthy relationship. I mean, you can have arguments, of course, healthy or not, you can have arguments. But to get physical with your parent or your child, that speaks of volume. So of course, when it comes to anything that she is saying right now, there's going to be a certain level of truth throughout it. It's just a matter of which part is true and which one and which part has been over-exaggerated. Because when it comes to Molly and Olivia, both of them, well, both of them have a tendency to definitely, not necessarily tell the full truth, and to definitely bend the truth and, also lie at the same time. But either way, though, it doesn't change the fact that Molly's role as a parent in Olivia's life has not been great to the slightest. We're talking about how recently I literally made a video about how Olivia is currently in police custody. I'm not too sure if she's still in there right now, but at the end of the day, we're also talking about how recently Olivia was talking about how she had got an altercation with Kelly allegedly, which obviously now has been dismissed by the police. I mean, the case is still active, but it will be class inactive soon once supervisors also approves it. But either way, though, when you're looking at a lot of the chain of events around Olivia and Molly, it's just one of those things where it doesn't even matter anymore who is telling the truth out of the two. What matters is that these two do not have a healthy relationship for a mother and daughter, and they both need to seek therapy, because at the end of the day, I don't see Olivia ever turning her back on her mother Molly, and I guess Molly will always allow her daughter to be in her life and probably won't turn her back on her. So to be honest with you, what they both need is some serious therapy to really get down to the root of the issues and hopefully for a better future. But to be fair, one thing that I didn't know was that Molly had another child as well, because obviously here she talked about how she's got a little sister who's 10 years of age, which I imagine now is probably around about either 12 or 13. That I had no idea. I hope that child is going through a better experience than Olivia did, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, let me read that. I'm sure that's what, yeah. But either way, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below. You guys let me know what you're thinking down below, because boy, this whole thing is just absolutely messy as hell. But hey, don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.